each one has a safe trip back home. And we thank you for each and every day you've given us. In thy son's name we pray. Amen.
Join me in prayer. Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Here.
Jeff Bowman. Greg Brooks.
Here.
Danny Carver.
Here.
Davey Davis.
Here.
Mush Davis.
Here.
Chrissy Harden. Here. Kelly Morgan. Here. John Kipinger.
Here.
Samantha Trent. Here.
Okay, approval of minutes of previous meeting.
Motion to approve.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Davey Davis.
Here.
Yes. Mush Davis.
Yeah, I'm here.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan. Yes. John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
Approval of reports of office.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Davey Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan. Yes. John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
Okay, approval of notaries. We have 8, so we'll try to get all these in. Amy Ledford, Amanda Smith, Nicole Michelle Rogers, Amanda Hill, Deborah Swigert. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Faith McDonald, Jamie Morgan, Lori Chansey. That should be 8.
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan. John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
All right. Budget amendments in Fund 101, we have 29 through 33. I'll go through all of these. If we need to separate any of them, let me know. Number 29 and 101 is pilot earmark with 3 bonuses for 4 employees for a total of $9,028.90. Number 30 in 101 is for credit card machines and office chairs for a total of $850. Number 31 in 101 is to allocate flow-through funds for the health department, car seat purchases, and transfer of funds from line to line within library budget, transfer over of donation money for spending. Total is $2,510.35. Number 32 in 101 is flow-through money already received and paid out for Polk and SRO bonuses to meet spending requirements for SRO grant for a total of $46,500. And number 33 in 101 is allocation of funds to cover anticipated overages for a total of $2,241.
Motion to approve 29 through 33. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
Okay, in Fund 131, amendment number 25-4. This is for free year-end cleanup for a total of $68,100.
I'll make a motion.
Have a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Is his bonus payments is for his road department? Is that for new bonuses?
I'm not sure what that is. The only explanation on the budget amendment is 3 year-end cleanup.
So you're in cleanup.
Is this the one you just passed out?
Brittany's here. I was gonna say, Brittany, do you wanna?
It was for when that was at Christmas.
Oh, it is Chris, okay.
Just cleaning it up.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker,
Yes.
Greg Brooks,
Yes.
Danny Carver, David Davis,
Yes.
mush Davis,
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kipinger,
Yes.
and Samantha Trent.
Yes.
Okay, in Fund 189, we have amendment number 5. It's moving reserve money to spendable line from committed funds to capital project control cores for a total of $60,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker,
Yes.
Greg Brooks,
Yes.
Danny Carver,
Yes.
David Davis,
Yes.
mush Davis,
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
The budget amendments for Polk County School Board, there are none. All right, library appointment from the March meeting. I'll open that up for discussion.
That was on the motion to approve or disapprove that section of the minutes. So the issue that was talked about was whether to approve the minutes with that in there or have it deleted. And the question, I think, of concern was the original presentation by the county executive dealing with the letter as it stated. All in favor of the library?
I think that's why we asked for them to be here, is that right?
That's the, we went through, of course, two votes, need to vote pass, this was put out there to pass. So, it's a lot of them, we're all here, we're all heard it.
Tim, do you have people here that can speak on it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Boy, you got less.
Don't
To clarify, I'm not sure what you're interested in saying. I know the question came up, did I vote? When I look in the minutes of our library board, in order to become a board member, as I am, and I thank you for the opportunity y'all gave me, we do not vote. We are not allowed to vote for board members. If you are interested in being a member of the board when there's an opening comes up, there's an application that we must fill out, and that application is turned in either to the library, which sends it all to the Benton, or it's sent straight to Benton in the first place. So we as a board cannot vote, yes, we want someone, or no, we don't want someone. If you look in the state's bylaws, you can say at the library, that was written by Trace Hargett of our state of Tennessee, it says in our minutes, or says in their paperwork, that it tells us how many board members we can have. And it tells us that we can make a recommendation to the board, but we are not responsible and we're not able to apply or to appoint anyone to serve with us. We have to wait on your approval and your voting before we can take a board member on.
I guess, were you aware that you were recommending him? Did you know that there was going to be a recommendation letter?
Well, no, I won't say that I knew there was a recommendation letter. I just know that we're allowed to do that. We did have in November in our meeting, at the end of the meeting, this was not something we voted upon. This is one of those things where you can have a response or a thing like that. We have been going on for many months. In fact, last spring, a year ago, we were aware then that one of our board members was going to resign due to health issues. We haven't had people that were willing to come in, showed any interest in wanting to serve on our board. And it really helps to have another person in there so that we can all work together. Because it's not just east or not just west, we work together for the whole county. And I'm proud to say that about us. But at that night, you mentioned us, hey, we have an application. If everybody's okay, we'll turn it in, but it was not a vote. This is something like, if I'm handed something like that and it tells me online I'm supposed to turn it in to Benton, I'm gonna turn it in to Benton. It was not my choice to choose, no, that one can't be turned in, or yes, that one can be turned in. Now, once it's turned in, as I said, we can say, well, we'd really like to work with that person. We as a board, yes, it was brought up in front of all of us, and we as a board said, okay, you turn it in. But again, I feel that's a responsibility we have. If we are given one, we are to turn it in, and then it's decided how it's handled from there.
So I guess my question now is, why did we receive a letter that said it was voted on, if you guys don't vote on it?
It never said, you show me in that letter where it says voted on. It said unanimous decision.
It just said it was never said unanimous, that's what I.
I mean, it did. That's one reason why we had questions about it, like.
But unanimous to me means everybody supported it.
Yeah.
And I know some people that didn't. So I feel like that letter was misleading.
It was.
And I think it affected maybe some votes on this commission.
So
That's
did,
the way I feel about it.
so the ones that are here, do they have an issue with the letter? Do you have an issue with Andy Jones being on your board?
No.
That's where this comes, this is where
No,
this
this is, I'll tell you, and I'm about to sunset into my last term. This has been something that is common. Every time that we have somebody coming off the board, we're all pretty much only headhunting because, like I say, we don't have people just running in and wanting to. So this has been going on for almost a year. Has anybody asked, yeah, I thought I had somebody interested, they weren't interested. And so in this meeting, it was, Mr. Jones's name was brought up. He may be interested. Does anybody have objections to his making application to this? And there was no one that raised objections. That, I guess I'm gonna, and this is not a statement to throw Mr. Woody under the bus or anything like that. I know obviously in hindsight, this may have just been a poor choice of words in using unanimous or whatever, because apparently it has been taken grossly out of context. Basically, there was nobody that day that raised any objections to him making application.
Was everybody there that day?
Well, no, it was just whoever was present that day at the meeting.
I believe,
And we have
I
these
think
same.
Jackie was the only one that wasn't.
Yeah,
You were the only one that.
And I can't recollect who was there, but yeah, there was no objection. Yeah, there was no objection as to making application. That's not a decision or anything. We just basically was saying, here's somebody that's interested. We have no objections to him making his application. At the end of the day, it's up to y'all to decide. You have the deciding vote. That's out of our hands. We don't have control beyond that. I might make a simple suggestion, so this can be something productive. Since, we're having a hard time getting volunteers, we know when the terms are coming up. We can advise, Mr. Hatcher, whoever, have an open advertisement as to, hey, here's, if you want to volunteer, put your application in. And maybe we won't have any of this controversy anymore.
I have the minutes from November and December. And as we've already pointed out, it had taken us several months to get a name just to submit. Tim brought it to us and at the end of the meeting said, I've got a name that we can submit. He said Andy Jones. I've got that written in my notes, and that's the only thing I know about him was his name. But there was no controversy. There was no argument about it. And according to the minutes of the next month, the only person who was not there was Jackie. We had 5 out of our 7 members there, and there was not anything said about, oh no, let's not do. That was fine. We were just glad to have a name that we could turn in. So the minutes show that those who were present. We had everybody but Jackie there, and everybody, if they wanted to, they could have said something, and nobody did. Okay?
Thank you.
Where are we at now?
So do we know the names of the people that said they were against them.
Well, when Robbie asked for it, we were told there was no minutes.
That's right.
There was what? There was no minutes.
No minutes.
But now there's minutes.
I mean, just in general, the library board's here, everybody was here except for you. Do you have an issue either way? Okay, so, I don't know.
There are minutes for every meeting. I mean, we approve them and go through them just like you all do.
We were told there were no minutes.
Yeah.
Robbie asked about meeting minutes to show the vote. I explained to him there never was no vote. It's like
There
you're not
wasn't
going to
a
see a
vote.
vote in our meeting minutes, but if you still want them, let me know and we can get them. And I never heard
I'm
anything
just
back.
telling you that I was told there was no minutes.
Yeah, we just told them.
That's the information I got.
Now, we've got minutes.
And as I said, in the next month, we've got the name of the people who were there when that was presented, and like I said, nobody had a problem.
So we vote again on the minutes.
That is the question that was put off last month.
So we
No other
vote
questions were
accept
addressed.
accepted in the minutes.
We could just take new applications and publish it in the paper.
Well, I don't think we should do that because
I think it was voted on.
I think it was voted on.
It was done.
It come from, they're here saying it's good, so I think we should just vote it and be done with it and let them have it.
When we got that, they're sitting with them right there, and they're saying that this is who they want to sit there. Why are we trying to say, no, you can't have that person?
She just said that she suggests we just put it out for the paper so people.
I would say that would be in the future.
She said going forward,
Why not
because
do
they're
it now?
there.
Because we don't have an opening right now.
She's already said.
You can do it in June. I'm coming off.
So,
I make a motion that we make the minutes, approve the minutes from that meeting and let it stand like it was.
I'll second it.
I'm not sure that the minutes even. What did you find out, about how binding the minutes even?
Well,
Here's what the parliamentary.
Okay, this is not what was said in the last meeting.
what I found out from Heather Duncan at C-Test, but I did call and ask her after I got read the Polk County News, was that, and I was incorrect, when you don't approve the minutes, it does not mean, and I don't know how I said it, but apparently I said it in a way that the minutes, that the meeting set aside, it did not happen. That is not correct. What is correct, according to CTAS, is that the minutes of the commission meeting are the legal standard, legal proof that the actions were taken. It doesn't mean that the actions weren't taken if you don't approve them. It just means that that is the legal, written, binding document, sounds like you talked to them too, of the actions taken. So when you go to court, first thing the court asks for a copy of the minutes, and a lot of times they'll ask for a record, a typed record of every word from the tape. But the minutes are absolutely asked for because they are the only legal written proof that actions were taken at that meeting. Because trust me, I've been looking for 57 minutes, when they approved 57 actions.
So if we don't approve the minutes,
They
then
don't
next
exist.
meeting, what's the repercussion?
Well, if we don't approve that section, we approved everything but that section, it means there's no legal proof that anything was done, period, on it. It doesn't mean it didn't happen, it just means, and I stand corrected, there's no legal proof.
There's no legal.
It's kind of like committing a crime, getting convicted, and getting it taken off the record. And once they take it off the record, there's no proof that you were ever convicted. You know? So, same thing. In other words, the court asks for the records. You're not going to ever send me the records to say anything. Nothing happened.
Parliamentarian.
And then what?
Don't know, it's never happened. Apparently, it's never happened with the state.
Just vote, either yes or no, and let's move on. It's a library board. Like, they're here. Like,
I'm just trying to make that stay.
we just vote yes or no. If you don't want to, vote no. You do vote yes.
Well, I figured that out, it was only 2 years, I'm just questioning.
What's it say?
Yeah.
Right, what's it say? Same thing, that is.
I don't know if you can read it.
I can't, that's what I'm saying. So that is agreeable.
Yes, and it's what I wrote.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
No.
Greg Brooks. Danny Parker.
Oh, read again now, it stated, I didn't understand.
The motion is to approve the March minutes presented with Andrew Jones as the library appointment.
Well, I got a question. There was a board member that stated y'all, they didn't approve of his nomination or suggestion.
I've got so much conflicting information now, I'm not sure. I was told there wasn't minutes, and now there are minutes.
But did a member tell you that they were not?
Well, okay.
No, I've got.
You have all the members here except one.
I was told that.
And
right
Andy
after
Jones.
That a member had told somebody that
I
they
was
were.
understanding that. There were 7 members that didn't approve of him.
I was told two.
Is
But
there-
everybody's here but one. and
But everybody's here, but
I heard that, but I didn't talk to him directly.
So everybody on the board's here, and y'all say y'all are giving him the tape. Okay, so I'm gonna vote yes.
My opinion on the whole thing is regardless how we vote right now, he was on the library board after the last meeting up here.
Yes.
No matter what we do about the minutes.
So,
He got voted in,
got voted in.
but if the minutes are not, do not stand,
We left that out.
then that
We
would not
took that
stand,
part out.
because we took that part out.
So we can talk to them, and we've
So
got
we
them
can
here,
talk
and
to them.
we're just saying they're, it was a waste.
And there was a question whether the word vote was in there, and unanimously was accidentally overused. But they're all here saying that they just was glad to have a name. So that's, I don't think they were being really for or against anybody particularly, I don't think. Both of these nominees, I'm sure, are great people for this community. There was no doubt about that. Both of those nominees were very devoted members of the community. So either one of them would have been great. They were lucky to have, I guess, 2 names. But anyway, I think maybe the Andy Jones may have come into play first, and that's when y'all said, hey, that's good, we don't care, just give us a name, give us a person. That's kind of what I'm getting. I mean, interrupt me if I'm wrong. But,
No, I mean, it was basically, that we have somebody that's interested.
Yeah.
Here's who it is. And
yeah,
this has been
because we've had
something.
times that we didn't even get nominees.
Yeah, because I've had these conversations, I mean, like I say, I'm on my 3rd term. I finished out a 1st term, finished out my last term. I've had people, there's been people come and go throughout, and we've had these same discussions when these openings. So this isn't something new. It was just,
Well, and my take is, which I'm just one person, but I just wanted everybody to know where my take is, because I think everybody is trying to let it be known. I'm just not big on wanting to change these minutes. I think we're going to open us up a can of worms. That every time that something don't happen the way somebody wants it, okay, well, let's take those minutes out and we'll deal with that. That's I can't go with that. So I really don't care who's on that library board, to be honest with you. I don't mean to sound ugly, but I just don't care. And especially after all what everybody's went through, I'm over it. But I do care about opening up a can of worms that we may not want to deal with every time we've got minutes that somebody else don't agree with. And it'll happen, and it'll be thrown up at us. You can bet your boogie on that. They'll say, well, you remember that time that library board, them minutes? Okay, yeah. Anyway, so let's vote.
Debbie Davis.
Keep the minutes. I've done forgot what I'm voting on, but that sounds good.
Mush Davis. Christie Harden.
Yes.
Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Pippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
No.
1, 2, 3, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes, and 1 pass.
That's fine.
I said that pass.
And so what was,
I mean, they have something anyway.
so he still stays on the board?
It still, it has to be addressed.
The only way that I see to address it is just open it back up for nominations. Can that not be
You still
done?
have to address this issue.
I know, can we not, okay, so unless we turn this into an all-night shindig, can we not cancel out and just accept the minutes and cancel out and redo to reappoint library board members? Can we do that? Is that legal?
I think this is absolutely crazy. They're sitting here telling you they're
I get it,
okay
but I'm-
with this person. So I think it's crazy.
There's nobody
But if we, yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is, if we don't,
Well, nobody's going to change that.
if nobody's gonna change their vote, then, and that's their right, then,
There's going to be stuck.
I just don't want, I want it to work some way to where we're not canceling out these minutes. I don't care to restart the library nominations. Well, I do too, but that's beside the point. I do, because I don't want that to hit us in the face again.
Say, we just start working
There's
where we
definitely
don't
not
do
anybody
it.
gonna be on this library board if we keep this up. I wouldn't be on that.
So you know what?
I wouldn't be on the library board if this is how it is. Don't change it.
You said you don't go in with, is what you said.
Table the next month. Move on.
So the chairman is taking
Okay, table, good go.
I'm sorry, guys. Sorry.
Crypto resolution. I'm not sure who that is, might come over to you, but
I have not been working on it. They sent us these.
said you wanted to work on it.
They didn't call me. So Chandler sent us an email the other day, 2 resolutions. The first resolution is aimed at prohibiting crypto mining from being accepted as a payment at public county buildings. And the second resolution is a simple resolution from CTAS regarding the County Powers Act. The County Power Act enables county legislation bodies to exercise power under certain provisions in Title VI of the Tennessee Code to regulate nuisance and other practices criminal to be inhibited by the county. We believe the Power Act enacted by the county commission would provide legal basis to regulate crypto mining in unincorporated areas of Polk County. We can discuss the county power at the county commission meeting.
Mr. Logan said today that he would be glad to come and address that section next month. We're going to hold off on it. Dealing with county power, municipal powers act.
Let's move forward with the resolution for the crypto, and then we'll do the municipal power tax.
On this resolution though, where it says crypto too, can we add AI to that too? Because it's crypto, but there's also AIs too that.
This is in the payment and acceptance of the money. Is AI actually a currency or just go back to crypto? I don't see a reason you couldn't.
If you want, I mean, I know a lot about AI, I know a lot about IT, trust me. If you want to do AI, if someone wanted to put an AI data center here, it would be 10 times louder than crypto mining.
Yeah.
But the point I wanted to make is, I'm an IT guy, I geek out. I use electricity to heat my house. I have been planning for years to, instead of using just a baseboard heater that's wasting that electricity, put a miner there where I can actually generate Bitcoin while I'm heating my house, but that's only 3 months out of the year or 4 months out of the year. I wouldn't want to be restricted on my ability to use my power in a productive way versus just using it to heat the air.
This deals with actual noise, the resolution, I believe, deals with actual noise.
So, and that's what I wanted to find out. Are you guys just saying that as long as the noise doesn't go over 65 dB, you know, from 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. like they do in a lot of other counties? Or are they trying to limit it, you know, on the use of the power? Because to me, if I got 5 miners in my house, which is minuscule, but I'm heating my house that way, and then they say, well, because you're crypto mining, we're going to turn off the power. Well, now I can't heat my house because you've turned off my power. You see where I'm going with this? I'm not sure how this is, how you're going about doing this.
That's not what this resolution deals with, and this is a discussion for the board right now. There's a public comment section at the end. If you want to speak to that, I'll let you.
And that's fine, I just didn't know when to address that.
I appreciate your input, but like I said, this is a discussion for the board. And if you want to talk at the public comment, I'll let you talk, okay?
Okay.
All right. So this resolution is for crypto mining. I'll read the resolution. What's the number on this? 4-1. Okay. Whereas Tennessee Code annotated section 55121 authorizes county legislative bodies to control public county buildings, and whereas virtual currencies, including but not limited to cryptocurrencies, are not legal tender in the state of Tennessee, and whereas it is deemed the will of many of the citizens of Polk County that the county legislative body prohibits virtual currencies, including but not limited to cryptocurrencies, from being accepted as a form of payment at a public county building. Now therefore be resolved by the county legislative body of Polk County, meeting in session, in regular session at Copper Base, Tennessee, on the 17th day of April 2025, that Section 1, no public county building shall accept virtual currencies, including but not limited to cryptocurrencies, as payment. This includes but is not limited to the payment of taxes, fines, filing fees, and court costs. This resolution shall be effective upon its passage and approval of public welfare requirement. Passed by a majority vote of the county commissioners of Polk County the 17th day of April 25. I guess we'll see if it passes. So that's the resolution.
So basically all I'm saying is the county will not accept.
This resolution, the one that Jimmy's gonna come and explain will be.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's what that letter says.
That's what the letter says from CTAS.
It says that we legally cannot stop it.
We have to stop the crypto mining, but we can do this.
The state of Tennessee is actually in the process of doing that anyway. So they're going, I mean, even though they're going to umbrellas anyway, it won't matter because they're going to get rid of it.
Just kind of shows support for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because.
Motion.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden.
Yes.
Kelly Morgan. John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Franklin. Yes.
Okay, room assignments at the courthouse in Benton. I put this on there just as a status to see where we're at with the move from the PA's office. When I was down there at the AD board, it looked like you were moved out, right?
Yep, everything's done, it's open. Somebody's already had meetings in there, it looks like.
Okay, good enough. I just put that on there for status to see where we were at.
One question, are the benches that were in there, are
They were moved into the big courtroom.
I saw them in there, in the big courtroom,
Yeah.
when I was at the AD board meeting,
Okay,
and I asked Robbie about moving them back in there.
okay, so they are.
They're going to, if they're not already working on it, they're going to.
Mainly the ones like along the back wall and then the side,
Yeah.
those are the ones that came out of
I saw them in there. Okay, so it looks like that's resolved. Ralph Robinson, local TV4, Commissioner Samantha.
He's here to talk to us.
Yes, I won't take a lot of your time. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. Use some of these cards. Pass it around. I don't care. But yes, we're local TV4. We're based out of Murphy, North Carolina, and our coverage area includes Polk County, Tennessee. But we don't have a whole lot coming out of Polk County, Tennessee, and we'd like to, be involved more with you guys. So what I'm here to speak to you about tonight is the possibility of recording your meetings for a couple of different reasons. One is for archival purposes for you guys. You would get a copy of the meeting, whether that would be by a disk or whether it be by a file that we can send to you by a Dropbox or something like that. However you want it, we can get it to you. So you'd have that in case you had a he said, she said situation. You have something that you could fall back on to look at and be able to keep. And we are on Roku, we're on Amazon Fire TV, we're at localtv4.com 24/7, and we're on ETC cable that runs, through here and all the way down towards below Jasper. So we would give you guys a time slot also for that meeting every week. So anybody that wanted to watch it surely could get on one of those outlets and see your meetings. And say you had one meeting that showed, say on a Monday, then that would run every Monday until the next meeting. So you wouldn't just have one time folks could watch it. They get to see it, 2 or 3 times depending on, how many meetings you have a month. We're currently also doing the Cherokee County, the Union County, Georgia meetings and the Towns County, Georgia meetings already. So we would love to have you guys also. The cost is $250 for the meeting, and that would cover our costs putting the things together and getting you a copy of it and so forth. The meeting wouldn't just be the meeting as it is. You'd have a front and a back on it. In other words, you'd have an introduction at the front of the meeting and an ending to it. So it'd be more like a program. But nothing in the middle of the meeting has ever changed. It is what it is. So we don't cut it, we don't do anything to it. That way you have it for archival purposes, so it is what it is. We started the station back in 2008, and we're still around, so we're not going forward. We've got also a Facebook page that we have over 7,500 people on that page. So any questions you guys would have for me?
You said $250 per meeting?
Yes, sir.
3,000 a year on a regular 12.
Yeah, one month.
What do, we got to gain more exposure selling more book chewings?
Do what now?
I said, what do we got to gain from more exposure selling more book chewings?
Transparency.
We've already, Polk County News is already putting this on YouTube every month.
Well, if that's good enough, then that's good enough. But see, we're on the TV network. So and ETC cable and Roku and Amazon Fire, so anybody can get it anywhere. It just gives you an opportunity for more of your people to be able to see the meetings. And like I said, if somebody, you have a meeting and somebody says, well, you said this, well, you've got access to it right there, wherever you want to keep it, whether it be in your courthouse or wherever. To say, well, let's have a look at that. We can prove it. That wasn't what I said. Anybody else?
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay, Highway 64 property, I put that on there to discuss tonight. The road, the driveway has been cut in to that property from Highway 64, and it's gravel. I actually drove down in there one day and looked at it. Boy, Gene did a good job. We appreciate him doing that. So we're kind of to the point where we need to move forward with the sale of that property. It has been suggested to me that since the property is between 34 and 35 acres, that we have look at getting a surveyor to divide it into 2 tracts, because we can get more money out of it selling it that way in 2 tracts. So I wanted to bring that up to discuss with the full commission to see an opinion on what you think. I'm not sure the best way to divide it up was to get a surveyor to look at it, see how they wanted to divide it out. But I've been told that we could probably get more from selling the sale of 2 tracks.
Would it be better to cut it up first, or just advertise it as can be divided to suit?
Well, if we divided the 2 tracks, it'd be 2 different sales. And if we sell it all together, it's just gonna bring out one price.
But if we advertise it can be divided to suit the buyer.
Well, I think what he's saying is wait till we get them buy, and if they say they just want half of it, all right, well, we'll survey it off.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
kind of what you
either way,
mean?
fine, I just wonder which might be the quickest way to sell it.
I don't know.
I mean, do you think it'd be
You talk to
beneficial to
River.
go to survey?
No,
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna defer that to the IED board. They're supposed to be selling the property for us, so.
So Keith brought this to us, and because we're discussing it in all our meetings, and we feel like you're looking at 35 acres at $10,000 an acre, that's a heck of a lot of money. If you split it in half, you might be able to sell it quicker. Dividing it in half, you're thinking it'll sell quicker, and you can probably bring more money because it's less track. And if we divide it in half, if somebody comes in and says, hey, we want all 35 for your asking price, then we're going to jump on it, obviously. Probably would be a little cost for a survey up front, so it would add a little price tag to it, but we're just going to build that into the sales price. So from the ID board standpoint, we do feel like it'd probably be better to divide it at least in half if you wanted to divide it further than that. We kind of talked about I've not been on the property, but I think there's a creek that runs down the center of it, so have a front half on 64, and then a back half goes on London Mill Road. I think there is a company gate on London Mill Road, but look at getting the gate moved back so that people could get access to the back half of the property from the London Mill Road.
I did go over and look and sort of talk to Glen Springs about getting access to the back part to do that. I think we're just gonna have to make an easement through the project, or it's gonna be difficult. But I do agree with what Ryan said. I think we would be better off to try to sell it 2 tracks and divide it into 2 tracks.
So you want to go ahead and do the survey and get all that
I
stuff?
think that's a
away?
smart thing to do. We're going to include that in the sales price, so it's going to cost the county a little bit of money up front for a survey, but in the long run, you're going to get your money back plus some, especially if you sell it in 2 different tracks. Probably get more out of the asking price.
The holding company owns that other road.
Glen Springs Holdings. It's a subsidiary of another company that owns it. But they're in control of it. And they,
But what?
That's when I hear all the price.
they're still doing the vacant land. And they have some security issues that they have to get in.
This money would go to, yes, I'm
Well,
gonna,
I guess then, yeah.
but this property
Not
was
a main
donated.
county road.
It had to either be used to build a new courthouse or sold. This was the last one. This is the original.
Is it okay paying for that survey for that money was set aside for the?
So,
Ryan, let me know who's going.
You need a motion?
Yeah, that's good.
If you do, you got it.
huh?
I said, if you need a motion, you got it.
Okay.
Are you making?
Second.
Yeah,
Okay, so first of all, I'm making a motion to get surveyed
yes.
and divide it into 2 tracks.
2 tracks.
Okay, gotcha.
Any,
Did you second the motion?
got a motion and a second. Any other discussion on that? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
My Davis.
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Pippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent. Yes.
Now, on this property, one quick question. Is that what goes to the courthouse? And all has to go to be spent on the courthouse?
That's a Bill Ball property. He gave.
that's, I mean, that's in writing, it's kind of like a use it or lose it, Graham.
Right.
You use it for that, or you don't use it.
Yeah.
About as clear as it gets. Or work on the old courthouse.
You can change your rules. Can't tear it down, because I don't move.
Since this is all tied into the Ducktown courthouse anyway, I think Ryan had something he wanted to mention on the old Ducktown courthouse.
Yes, thank you.
We need to suspend the rules.
Not on this one. We've had an offer on the old Ducktown courthouse. We've had, actually, this is the second offer. First offer was $25,000. The second offer is $30,000. I talked it over with Keith, and we talked about it at our last IED board meeting. The deed work is still not done. There's been some issues because of the fire, the courthouse fire back in the 50s, give or take, and we've lost the deed and having to go back and research all this. Do feel like it's probably better to entertain offers after the deed work is complete and it's ready for sale, but obviously that is up to you guys.
Yeah, Eric Brooks is working on it, and it's just gonna take some time, so, but we're not ready to sell that property just yet, so.
Well, I know it needs a lot of work, but that sounds a little low to you so far.
It does, and I think we need an appraisal. When we get ready to sell, I think we need to get an appraisal.
That's what we've talked about.
I mean, the spot of land is worth more than that, that's real. What it said, that's low bottom.
Board of Equalization applications, that's County Executive Hatcher. I did talk to him before the meeting, right? He's not here because he's at his daughter's ball game. I talked to him about his appointment on these boards. Mr. Rutherford is currently on the board and wants to come off and be an officer. And he is, County Executive Hatcher is appointing Karen Gatlin and Mike Worley to the 2 open spots. So Mr. Rutherford would come off and just be an alternate, and these other 2 would be appointments. Karen Gatlin and Mike Worley.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Brad Williams.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
mush Davis.
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan. Yes. John Kipinger.
Yes.
Matthew Trent. Yes.
Okay, discharge of surplus property, County Executive Hatcher. There's a resolution to discharge surplus property. This would be 142. Whereas the following listed property has fulfilled its intended usage and longevity in service to the county of Polk, and continues to be some suspect as to the expected outcome with such property being as included on the following page. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Polk County Commission meeting in regular session the 17th day of April 25% to TCA 514-108 and any other law of the state of Tennessee that the county executive is hereby authorized to sell, disperse, and barter and hold following property which are hereby deemed to be unusable and/or surplus by the Polk County Commission, with such being made at any legal sale or discharge qualified under Chapter 5 of the Tennessee Code annotated, or any other applicable law or allowance of the state of Tennessee for disbursement of surplus, damaged, or unusable property. And the items are 1982 SUTPHEN. I don't know what that is. Okay. 1984 Hendrickson, 1998 E1 fire truck, 1987 F800 fire truck, 1984 Kenworth fire truck, 1978 Ford C-grade fire truck, 1991 Chevrolet Suburban. VIN numbers are on here if anybody wants to copy it.
Motion to approve resolution 14.
Second.
Roll call.
Keith Parker,
Yes.
Greg Brooks,
Yes.
Danny Carver,
Yes.
Debbie Davis,
Yes.
Mush Davis,
Yes.
Christie Harden,
Yes.
Ellie Morgan, John Kipinger,
Yes.
Samantha Trent. Yes.
We've got one item that we need to discuss. It's not on the agenda. I'll get a motion for
Make a motion to suspend the rules. Mother again, I'll take it.
Okay.
any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker,
Yes.
Greg Brooks,
Yes.
Danny Carver,
Yes.
Debbie Davis,
Yes.
Mush Davis,
Yes.
Christie Harden,
Yes.
Ellie Morgan, John Kipinger,
Yes.
Samantha Trent. Yes.
This is property in the IED board has for sale. I'll do that to Brian.
Okay, so we were approached at our last meeting from Mr. Sean Chansey, owner of Timber Ridge Cabinets and Furniture LLC. He bought Old Ken Cabinet Shop in the Ducktown Industrial Park, so he approached us with an offer to buy the 23 acres behind him. There are some pictures there. It is copies, so it's not great to see. At first, he only wanted 7 acres, but after getting his dirt man, civil engineer over there, said that he needs all the land to make one flat spot pushing the dirt into the gully, the 2 gullies that are there. So he's made the offer for the $1,200 per acre for all 23 acres behind him, and any survey and closing costs he will pay. So after discussion, we, the IED board, passed everybody that was present that we would sell the land to Mr. Chansey for $2,000 an acre, and starting the day of closing, there'll be a 5-year revert clause. If he does not build a building within 5 years, he will sell it back to the IED board for $1,200 an acre. Mr. Chansey was okay with that, so that's why I'm presenting this deal to you guys. So we just need permission to go ahead and sell this for 23 acres at $2,000 an acre to Mr. Chansey to expand his cabinet shop. Currently has 7 employees, so he thinks he will definitely expand once he gets a bigger shop and add more employees, so we feel like this is a good deal.
So you recommend it?
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve it.
Thank you.
Second.
I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
I understand the deal, what language is going to be in the sale as to what he has to build on this once it's done?
We didn't get into specifics on the size of the building, but he currently has a 60 by 60 shop, and he told us that he needs at least that. And we don't want to confine him to say that he's got to build something huge that he doesn't really need, but if he's expanding his shop.
No residential, right?
It's not residential.
Right, but
Correct.
that's going to be, the reason
Yeah, it will.
we've got a similar thing going on with the park there in Benton now,
Yeah.
at the industrial park. There was a sale, and it looks like they're looking at putting in residential, and there was no wording in the sale to stop them from doing it. So this will have wording dealing that has to be industrial, commercial.
Yes, sir.
I think the grant, we originally bought that land with covers that.
Yeah, it would. If you can find it, let me know.
I just remember,
No, I'm sorry, if you can find it, let me know.
but you agree it's probably in the original grant.
I was told it was,
Yeah.
but
We will, Eric will be doing our deed work and closing papers for this, so I will make sure that he puts that in. No residents.
that's all I asked.
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker,
Yes.
Greg Brooks,
Yes.
Danny Carver,
Yeah.
Debbie Davis,
Yes.
Mush Davis,
Good.
Christie Harden, yes. Ellie Morgan, John Kipinger,
Yes.
Samantha Trent. Yes.
Announcements and statements, I have a couple here. Our main meeting is Following on one graduation day, so we can move it. So would the following Thursday be good for everybody, or do we want to go to, that would be the 22nd, do we want to do the 22nd or the 29th of May?
What days are you
Well, I can't be here on the 29th, but if everybody else can, don't worry about me.
The 15th, John.
We can do it, so it's right there.
Because if you do the week of the 26th, that's Memorial Day weekend.
I'm on the 22nd.
22nd sounds good.
22nd?
Yep.
22nd is good for you? All right, let's do the 22nd, May 22nd. Move our meeting in May from the 15th to the 22nd. And also, the June meeting, do we want to move out to the last Thursday? That would be the 26th. For budget reasons.
A lot of times we have to anyway, so that'd be a good idea to go ahead and plan it.
So the June meeting, is everybody good with June 26th?
Yes.
All right, so we'll set our June meeting, move it from the 19th to June 26th.
And why don't we on the 22nd in May, before the commission meeting, go ahead and have that handbook? Remember, we wanted to get some of the people back on the handbook committee
Okay.
to have the department heads there if they wanted them to be there.
6.
Yes, please.
And what about the April 29th? Now, let's say that out loud.
Yeah, we got a budget meeting that day, 6:30.
Is that two? I mean, I thought there was something else on the old.
Jason Baker's going to bring the guy.
That'll be here in the budget.
That'll
Okay, okay.
Explain something.
So the 29th, at what time?
ratio.
6:30.
6:30?
Are there any other announcements and statements from the commission?
I think Jackie had a good showing, well, the committee she's with on the racetrack.
Yes, we did have a good turnout, guys. We gave over 230 baskets out. 6,000 eggs, so. We also sent some up to Ducktown. We gave some baskets to the Boys and Girls Club on both sides, so. People stepped it up for sure.
Any other announcements or statements? Okay, public comments. Public comments are limited to 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and call on you first because you were.
Well, this whole meeting brought up a whole bunch of other questions. Fire trucks, are they being advertised on Gov Deals?
Are they being advertised or are they being?
Or auctioned off on Gov
Being
Deals?
auctioned
Okay,
off.
so I would see them there.
Yes.
Where do I see properties that are coming up for sale in Polk County?
We don't, well, we have access to sell the properties in the industrial parks as far as the IED board. So this was an IED board sale to a business.
Okay.
So anything other than that, look at a realtor or Zillow or.
Well, no, I was, okay, and then like they were selling property for the courthouse, apparently.
That will be advertised for sale, and we are going to use a realtor to sell that property when they turn it over to us to sell.
Okay, and the courthouse, when's that gonna be advertised?
That's totally different, IED board. Anytime we have a tax sale, there's protocol, run it in the paper and stuff.
Right.
The only difference, anything the commission does, we've got real strict rules about advertising. Now, the IED board, they can pick and choose if they want to a specialized business or whatever. But anything the county says, like foreclosed tax, people behind on their taxes, there's a real strict protocol we gotta go by, and it will be in the paper, in 3 weeks in a row.
Comes in the legals.
You look in the legal section.
Which we do for like the tax deed sales or the surplus property deals, but I didn't even know that the courthouse was up for auction or options.
It is not for sale. It is not for sale yet. The IED board will be selling it. We will use a realtor after the deed work is complete and we get an appraisal. Also, we will, on the Highway 64 property, we will use a realtor once we get the survey completed there, and we don't yet have an idea on the price per acre.
Okay.
Hi, Eve Wilmot on behalf of Copper Basin Fire. Just wanted to cordially invite you to our May 31st 3-year anniversary event, which will be held here. We're hoping the floors will be done by then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you guys the other night. I brought you guys snacks.
Thank you.
But when I got over there and realized how close it was to my cousin's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a-
You
was a
were
major
at the
event.
barn.
Yeah.
You were at their barn.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I didn't realize how close it was.
Yeah, one of the biggest fires we've had in a few years.
Yeah.
It spread from, just to show you how quickly a fire can spread, the call came in at 20 square feet, which is pretty small. It really should be a nothing call, and within an hour, less than an hour, it spread over 50 acres.
It had spread a lot by the time, because we got there, I guess, about 7:30, and by 9 o'clock it was huge.
Yeah, and everyone was involved. We had a whole tri-state area. We had a Black Hawk come out with
Yeah,
the drop in water. It was quite the event.
Yeah, well, thank you guys.
Yeah, and I appreciate the support from the community. We had a great turnout. Red Cross was there. A bunch of community members brought out food and water. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Say that again, when is the open house?
Saturday, May 31st, we'll have games for the kids, bouncy house, picnic, etc.
What time?
That I couldn't answer, but I'm guessing like 11 to 5.
Okay. And you're saying here? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gonna be here?
yeah.
Okay.
Probably in the back lot.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll have more fire trucks gone.
I was watching the ones that came up on Gov Deals, and I was like,
Yes.
oh, that ladder truck went way too cheap.
Yeah, we had a lot of bids on it. I was pleased at how many people saw it.
Yeah, that was a few of them.
Were you interested in it?
Oh, yeah.
Keep your eye on it. They're going to steadily to it.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Adjourn.